It's Deuteronomy 4:12.
Tovia Singer used that passage to show Jesus cannot be God because God doesn't have an image. Now let me show you why he's a Bible pervert, which he'll never debate me on the Old Testament basis for the Trinity. Prove me wrong. Say Sam Shamoun is calling you out. Debate him on whether the Hebrew Bible teaches the Trinity and whether God can appear as a man. He quoted Deuteronomy 4 verse 12 to show God has no image. Therefore, Jesus can't be God because Jesus is human and has an image. Let me now destroy that argument. Numbers 12 verses 6 to 8.
With him will I speak mouth to mouth, even apparently, and not in dark reaches, and the similitude of the Lord shall he behold.
Wait, brother, wait. God said that Moses sees my similitude?
Yeah.
So why does this filthy, wicked demon misquote Deuteronomy 4:12 to show God has no similitude when God is saying, you Israelites were not allowed to see my similitude, but I have a similitude and Moses was allowed to see it. For those of you who don't know what a similitude means, my likeness, my form, my shape, my image.
Although it is said that Moses met with the Lord face to face, panim el panim, and also mouth to mouth, pe el pe, Moses never literally saw God's face. This sentence shows that Moses had a direct and extraordinary experience where he beheld the form of the Lord. However, this statement might cause confusion, since in Exodus 33:20, the Lord says, "No one can see me and live." How can we understand these two verses that seem to contradict each other? To explain this, we need to understand a basic concept in Christian theology, particularly as taught by the early church, which is the distinction between the essence, or ousia, of God, and the energy, or energeia, of God. The essence of God refers to his true nature or being, which is unreachable, incomprehensible, and beyond human understanding. This essence, as stated in 1 Timothy 6:16, who alone has immortality, who dwells in unapproachable light, is part of God's very nature that is exceedingly high and limitless. However, although the essence of God cannot be seen, God can be revealed to his creation through his energy. The energy of God is the manifestation or expression of his divinity that can be experienced by his creatures. Through this energy, God works in the world and manifests his will to humankind. This is what is known in Orthodox theology as the uncreated light, the radiant glory of God which is unchanging, not part of creation, but still perceivable and experienceable by humans. Returning to Numbers 12:8, Moses did not see God's unreachable essence, but rather he saw a manifestation of God's divine energy that the Lord allowed him to experience. What is referred to here as the form of the Lord refers to God's glory, which is the radiance of his energy. This is similar to what the disciples of Jesus experienced in Matthew 17:1-8, when they saw the glory of Christ shining from his face during the Transfiguration.
Go to Exodus 24, verses 9-11.
Then went up Moses and Aaron, Nadab and Abihu, and 70 of the elders of Israel. And they saw the God of Israel.
They saw who?
They saw the God of Israel.
And what did they see?
And there was under his feet as it were a paved work of a sapphire.
Wait, so they saw God, and they saw God had feet, and they saw God's feet on what looked like pavement?
Yeah.
So wait, you're saying Exodus 24, 9-11, the 70 elders, Aaron, Moses, Nadab, Abihu, as well as Joshua, saw God in a visible shape with feet and saw under his feet what looked like pavement of sapphire that he was writing on?
Yeah.
So the very Pentateuch Torah says that though the nation did not see the shape of God, Moses saw God's shape, as well as Aaron, Nadab, Abihu, and the 70 elders.
Yeah.
Go to the prophet Isaiah. Isaiah 6, verses 1-5.
In the year that King Uzziah died, I saw also the Lord sitting upon a throne, high and lifted up, and his train filled the temple. Then said, Woe is me, for I am undone, because I am a man of unclean lips, and I dwell in the midst of a people of unclean lips. For mine eyes have seen the King, the Lord of hosts.
Okay, now, brother, notice the last part of the verse. My eyes, my physical eyeballs have seen who?
Yeah, God.
Now read verse 1.
In the year that King Uzziah died, I saw also the Lord sitting upon
I saw who?
the Lord.
Sitting
Yeah.
on a throne, and his robe, meaning his garment, filled the temple.
Yeah, his train filled the temple.
Train means his robe. So how could Isaiah see God seated on a throne if God didn't appear in a visible bodily shape that was small enough to fit the throne?
Yeah.
Daniel 7, verses 9 to 10.
I beheld till the thrones were cast down, and the Ancient of Days did sit, whose garment was white as snow, and the hair of his head like the pure
The
wool.
Ancient of Days seated with white hair and a white garment.
Yeah.
The Ancient of Days. I saw what looked like a very old person, Ancient of Days. He had a white robe and a white hair on his head. Is that what you just read?
Yeah.
On the throne, who did Isaiah see? God. Whose similitude did Moses see? Jehovah. Who did the 70 elders, Moses, Aaron, Nadab, Abihu see? The God of Israel with feet and pavement under his feet. So you see why I get angry? I'm not going to be politically correct.
Oh, he was also mentioning about Moses. A Muslim asked him a question from the Quran about Moses cannot see God. When Allah said, if see the mountains, and the same story is in the Torah, right?
No, actually it's not. The Torah says, you can't see my face, but you'll see my back parts. Exodus 33:23. Did Tovia tell you that?
Yeah, that's what he was showing in his video.
Okay.
And he said, see, you cannot see God.
Okay, but say, what does it mean to see the back of God? So that means you can see God, right? It doesn't say you can't see God at all. You can see his back, but not his face, right?
Yeah.
The one God, as the eternal King over all ages, the most hidden, is also incomprehensible to the angels in heaven in his essence, nature, or substance. Indeed, God has no darkness within himself, for he is light, 1 John 1:5, but because he cannot be approached by any creature, whether human or angel, this divine light becomes darkness for his creatures. For creatures, whether human or angel, this divine light becomes a blinding light and a light that is darkness. It is a paradoxical phrase, but this is the nature of God. This is evident in the events that took place at Mount Sinai. When Moses approached God, God revealed himself in bright light and dazzling radiance, Exodus 19:18, 24:10. But when Moses ascended to the presence of God, he entered into darkness, as seen in the following verses. And Moses brought forth the people out of the camp to meet with God, and they stood at the nether part of the mount. And Mount Sinai was altogether on a smoke, because the Lord descended upon it in fire. And the smoke thereof ascended as the smoke of a furnace, and the whole mount quaked greatly. And when the voice of the trumpet sounded long, and waxed louder and louder, Moses spake, and God answered him by a voice. And the Lord came down upon Mount Sinai, on the top of the mount, and the Lord called Moses up to the top of the mount, and Moses went up. And Moses went into the midst of the cloud, and gat him up into the mount. And Moses was in the mount 40 days and 40 nights. He rode upon a cherub and did fly. Yea, he did fly upon the wings of the wind. He made darkness his secret place. His pavilion round about him were dark waters and thick clouds of the skies. According to the above verses, God, who is light, hides himself in darkness, which is the mystery of his own being that cannot be penetrated by any creature, depicted as dark clouds, obscurity, and darkness. This is what is meant by the following verse. No man knoweth the things of God. 1 Corinthians 2:11. Because the essence of God is so hidden and overwhelming. Thus, the face, that is, the essence, nature, substance of God, could destroy a creature if it were to behold it, something that is indeed impossible. As it is said, Thou canst not see my face, for there shall no man see me and live. If in his essence, nature, God cannot be understood by humans, and through his attributes humans can understand his existence, then through his energy, humans can experience his presence. For in him we live and move and have our being, Acts 17:27-28. Because that which may be known of God is manifest in them, for God hath showed it unto them. For the invisible things of him from the creation of the world are clearly seen, being understood by the things that are made, even his eternal power and Godhead. Romans 1:19-20, and many other similar verses. Here, God is described as not far from each human being, as though humans are swimming in God's presence. God is revealed through his works, and his glory fills the whole earth, which means the earth is filled with God's presence.
So the text doesn't say you can't see God. There's a sense in which God can be seen, and there's a sense in which you can't see God. And isn't it the same Moses who then told you that he saw the back parts of God, that then records God saying to Aaron and Miriam, Moses sees my similitude?
Yeah.
And is it the same Tanakh that says Isaiah saw Jehovah with his physical eyes in a visible shape on a throne?
Yeah.
And is it the same Tanakh? Daniel's not New Testament, it's Tanakh, Hebrew Bible, that said, I saw thrones and I saw the Ancient of Days with hair that was white and a white robe, and the wheel of his throne was flame of fire. Really? That same Tanakh? You see why when I hear him I get angry? Because that guy is such a wicked, filthy, disgusting demon.
I didn't know about these verses in the Bible.
Did I get your answer now?
Yeah.